welcome to the SACCRE Facebook page, everybody. And today we have a new segment, 7 episodes of a production that we made as a follow-up from the Visionary Leadership Forum that you have attended in February. So we thank you for those questions, and these 7 episodes are based on those questions that have been asked. Today we start the first one on visionary leadership. Visions of a leader and visions that the community has. And we have Jim Murphy, President of ICCRS, to answer those questions on inspiring vision and of personal vision. Take it away, Jim. Okay, so, hi Jim.
Hi brother, how you doing?
Right.
Good to see you, Charles.
Yeah, it's been a great few days, and I think we've been really been touched by what you've been saying about leadership and about God's love and all that. So these are the questions that they are. In fact, all of us would want to know.
Yeah.
What do you think about those questions? You gave us a great input on vision, and you gave us a great input on how we leaders need to look at how we relook at how we need to think about how vision is.
Yeah.
So here's one that we are asking here. It says, how do we inspire people to dream the dreams God has?
It's interesting because the word, how do we inspire?
Mm-hmm.
That to me is really a huge question. Inspire, motivate, and frankly, we have to give people a vision of having a vision.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we have to help people understand, one, that a vision is important for every person's life.
Right.
Not only for a group or even a work setting, for an individual, for a family, for a couple, everybody needs vision. I think we have to sell the idea that vision is essential. Then I think, and this is hard, we have to help people believe that they can live by vision.
Okay.
Because people say, well, that's fine for you or for so-and-so, but I mean, who am I? You got to help them believe that vision is possible. And then I think we have to sometimes do a little bit of homework with people and sit down. And I would say particularly as a leader, we may have to spend some one-on-one time with people. And usually my experience has been that with a little bit of coaching and mentoring and kind of walking with people, it doesn't take too long for them to begin to discover what the vision is.
Okay.
And maybe by asking a pertinent question or saying, as we've been talking, I noticed this connection in your life.
Sure.
It's giving them something, because most people can't just jump from here to vision.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of my definitions of a leader is a person who helps share vision. So that's our job, is to help people find their vision. And I think by, in a sense, selling the concept, by helping them believe that it's possible, and then helping them do kind of the homework to get there. I'd say those are 3 specific ways that we can help people embrace vision.
Right. And a follow-up to that, you said about getting them to find their own vision. Here's a question on their personal vision.
Okay.
How do I help people find their personal vision, especially when it may or may not be just church-related? It could be just a vision of their own life.
Yeah. Excellent question. And you might recall the other day when we were talking that in terms of, quote, revelation, sometimes it's an instantaneous, profound revelation. For most of us, it's a gradual unfolding revelation. And so what I always ask people is, what's going on in your own heart? Many people say, I don't have a clue what's going on in my own heart. That's another conversation. But I encourage people to journal, to every day spend time writing in a journal. And that's interesting, Charles, because behavioral scientists and even medical doctors have found that the act of writing taps into something in a person that speaking doesn't.
Right.
So the act of writing, handwriting out, not just computer, actually writing by hand, there's a whole series of things that happen in you that happen no other way.
Okay.
So I encourage people, myself, to write 3 pages a day in my journal. ideas, feelings, emotions, ups, down, good, bad. I don't censor it. I just put it out there. And usually not in 1 day or 2 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you start going through this. Take a highlighter, I start making checks, and you start connecting the dots. Many times that is the first conversation that begins to help people discover vision. Now, having said that, I often say to people, what have you been hearing the Lord say to you lately? And some people say, well, nothing, but I have this favorite scripture, and then it's everything. Well, I don't know, I've never heard God speak, but the other day after communion, I think, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So I think one of our jobs as a leader is to help interpret what people would call ordinary circumstances. Well, it was just a passing thought. No, I think that was the work of the Spirit. We have to help them recognize the activity of God through pretty normal things. So that, I think, that's where we have to start. But to be honest with you, it takes a lot of listening on our part, because sometimes our temptation is, sit there and shut up and I'll tell you your vision. You gotta really pull back from that.
We hope that you enjoyed that little episode that we had for you. In the next episode, we are still talking a little bit about vision. We're talking about something called distorted visions. And we are wondering if you have that same questions that you had. So join us in episode 2, where we talk about distorted visions and connecting with the vision.